Hey YouTube, I hope you're well. I'm really sorry if you're one of the 22 people that just watched the video that briefly existed with the same title. No need to watch this video, I'm pretty much going to conclude the same, but as I was watching I was like, fuck, this is the biggest brain fart. Like, I can't waste people's lives. People's lives are ticking away while I'm trying to get my words out here, so I'm going to try again. I'm going to get it much more succinct. Ignore the video if you already watched it. Firstly, thank you so much to anyone who left me a comment on my last video. You were all really, really kind to me in helping me remember my friend. And thank you especially to KA Forex Trader, Car Forex Trader, KA Forex Trader, probably. You're awesome, dude. You've been hanging around for ages, and that was a really kind video response, and it really made me laugh, so thank you very much. It's nice to sit around and play some music with someone else. So let me get this straight, because like I really fucked these thoughts up in the first time. I don't know how I managed to go through editing that entire video and thinking that was okay to post it. As soon as I posted it and I was watching it as though other people were watching it, I was like, oh fuck, this is a brain fart. Let me try again. I had a comment on my video many years ago. It may have actually been from you, Broken Narcissist. I don't remember who it was, but Broken Narcissist was talking to me this morning and it kind of reminded me of that. Or he commented on he. I assume you're a he. Isn't it cool how you can be kind of genderless when you're just a commenter? I like that. I like being genderless. Fuck, I'm doing it again. I had a comment many years ago saying that I was a depressed video, and they said I need to rise above my egotism. I need to find a way to ascend my ego. That all of these problems come from the ego, and if I can find a way to ascend that. And I took great umbrance at the time. Like, I didn't block them or anything, but I was really upset by it because like I thought they were telling me I was being egotistical and like kicking me while I was down. But over time I've thought more and more about it, and I've asked myself repeatedly, like, am I being egotistical? And what I found is almost everything in my life is motivated by egotism. I don't even think I'm unusual in that. I think most of us are motivated by egotism, like in almost all of our actions. I'd even have a debate about whether or not true altruism exists, or whether or not altruism always alleviates a discomfort on the part of a person watching someone else suffer, needing to do something about it to prevent the suffering you feel when you watch someone else suffer, for example. Anyway, it's a bit of a bleak way to see the world. It's not to say altruism isn't a brilliant and valuable thing. It's just whether or not true altruism can even exist in a human mind dictated by the ego. And over the years I've become more and more interested in Buddhist theology and in the idea of ascending the ego, in the idea of attempting to experience objective reality. The idea that if we were able to ascend the ego and experience objective reality, it would be a place almost without suffering, without anything, because you would be so completely detached from everything that all you would have is a true awareness of the moment and the now, right? Makes perfect sense to me. And it's also, mindfulness has proven really helpful for people with depression in general. So if you are someone with depression, download an app called Headspace. Really great app. Nice English guy will talk you through some guided meditations, and it feels good. Try it. So in order to escape my depression, which the effect of depression is to trap you inside of your own narcissistic self-interest, right? It's almost impossible, regardless of my good intentions or otherwise, it's almost impossible for me to be a useful member of society while I'm so completely obsessed with my own suffering and my own workings, etc. And really the only way for me to alleviate that is to find connections with other people, to disrupt the constant cycle. I have no input really, despite being someone that watches a large number of documentaries, and I'm super into stuff like information. I could spend all day long researching stuff online. I get really into stuff. It's not that I don't have inputs from outside. It's like they're not sitting in the room with me. They're never sitting in the room with me. It's never a hug. It's not ever like someone being hurt by my actions and crying because I hurt them, or it's hardly ever anything to do with anyone else. It's just me alone all the time with the world, my cold analysis of the world. And what I really need to do is be engaged emotionally and literally with like anyone else to disrupt the narcissistic cycle. So in my last video it made it sound like I was saying like I can't help myself, I need other people to help me. I think that's true. I think we all need other people to help us. I think very few of us have the mental fortitude. We like to think we do, but very few of us have the mental fortitude to go off into the wilderness and survive alone for any great length of time without absolutely losing our shit, just losing the plot. We need each other. We're a social species. We're a pack of dogs. And dogs get sad if you leave them in the house all day on their own. You know, we're not supposed to be like that. We're supposed to live in tribes. And so my isolation only compounds my narcissistic self-interest and propagates it. And then I spread my sadness and whatever else to other people around me, to the people that end up with breaking up with me because I'm too depressing, or my friend that I bring down over the weekend when he came round, and you know, stuff like that. So I really like Buddhism. I'm really interested in Buddhism. I wouldn't probably become ordained, you know, I wouldn't get ordained as a Buddhist or anything because I don't really agree with organised religion, but I really like borrowing from philosophies like that, and I think that there's a lot to be said for meditation, awareness of the now, transcending your own egotism, becoming a useful member of society. I feel like that's another part that no amount of self-care is going to make you feel like a useful human being if you're just frankly fucking not. If you don't contribute anything to society, why would you feel useful? You know, even if you loved yourself very much. I think that some parts of our self-image in a positive way should come from like helping other people, reinforcing our sense of ourselves as helpful humans. Hopefully what I've said here made a bit more sense than the last fucking brain fart that I had. But yeah, I guess my main issue is, if anyone has any further guidance on how to ascend the ego, that would be awesome. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, because it's something I'm trying very hard to do. And thank you very much for all of your responses, and cheers for listening. Thank you. Bye.